Hello everyone, welcome back to another video with K Solutions. In this video, we'll be going over an order of operations example. The first thing to consider when doing order of operation is the acronym that you must do the orders in. And that is P for parentheses, E for exponents, M for multiplication, D for division, A for adding, and S for subtracting. And this is just an acronym. So when I grew up, we said, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally to help us remember it. But you can make up whatever slogan or phrase you want. There's a lot of songs out there that'll help you remember this acronym so you know the orders to do these mathematical equations. So in this example, we have 3 times 5 squared divided by 15 minus 5 minus 2 squared. So considering our order of operation, parentheses is the first thing we should consider. So we do have 2 sets of parentheses in this equation. Now, if you're more advanced, you can tackle both parentheses at the same time. But for this video, we're going to tackle the first parentheses all the way down, and then we're going to come back and tackle that second parentheses. So inside of the first parentheses, now we look at what's our next operation that we should consider, and that is E for exponents. So we need to first solve for the 5 squared. So we're going to rewrite our equation. 3 times 5 squared is basically saying 5 times 5, which is going to give us 25. And then we're going to rewrite the rest of the equation. Divided by 15 minus 5 minus 2 squared. And again, if you're more advanced and you can handle it, definitely you can do both equations at the same time. You can do more than one step in each line item. But for this video, I want to make sure everyone catches on, so I'm going to go step by step. All right, so inside of that first parentheses, now we do have the 3 times 25 divided by 15. So here, what's one thing to remember is multiplication and division are interchangeable. So although in this step, multiplication does come first and division is next, just like the order of operations acronym. But if the division was first and the multiplication was second, we just handle those left to right. So that's one thing to remember with multiplication and division, as well as for adding and subtracting. Just go left to right. So don't try to jump over the subtracting or the adding to go subtract or subtracting to add. Just go left to right in the problem. So here, we're going to multiply first the 3 times 25. So that's going to give us 75 divided by 15. Now we could solve it here, but I'm going to rewrite it down just to make sure everyone sees what happened. So we have the 3 times 25 gave us the 75, and we just brought everything else down. So divided by 15 is still there, minus 5 minus 2 squared. Okay, so we have one more operation that we need to do here in the first parentheses, and that's the 75 divided by 15. And that's going to give us 5. So now we have 5 minus, and we'll rewrite the rest of the equation, 5 minus 2 squared. Alrighty, so we've solved for the first parentheses. Now let's tackle the second parentheses. Inside of the second parentheses, we have the 5 minus 2 squared. So based on the order of operation, we need to do exponents next. So that's the 2 squared. So we're going to go 5 minus, open parentheses, 5 minus 2 squared is saying 2 times 2, which will give us 4. Okay, close parentheses. Now, inside of our parentheses, we have the 5 minus 4, which will give us 1. So we're going to solve that operation here, 5 minus 1. And you didn't have to write the parentheses. I just like to keep it, just to carry it down, just to know that that's where it came from. Okay, so now we have the 5 minus 1. So we're done. So 5 minus 1 gives us the 4, and that is your answer. So again, if you solve the equation doing any other operation first or outside of the order of operation, you would not have probably gotten 4. You may have gotten a different answer. That's why it's important to always do the order of operation, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, adding, and subtracting. All right, hope that helps.